So let's talk about this. Just a little advertisement about OPPD's vision and mission and about our core values. And I'm going to do a shout out to some of the utilities that are in the room. We do work very closely together. So in the storm that we had on Sunday night with 57,000 customers out in the Omaha area, we had NPPD there, we had Loop Power there, we had Fremont Utilities there. I know Brian's in the audience as well. We really appreciate that kind of cooperation with that kind of tree damage and snow damage on leaved trees, and so that's not good for anybody, and specifically in October. But it's a great partnership that we have, and I think it truly lives out the core values, one of our company, but two of our industry, about our passion to serve, how we honor our communities, and how we really do care for each other. This begins to speak about our kind of history, right? So this is a little bit about the past from 2010. I know Congressman Fortenberry talked about, 18 years or 15 years. This is really over kind of a 8 or 9 period of time here. As we move into 2018, where over 30% of our energy is coming from renewable resources, and we're moving with our new Shoals project to be at 40% by 2020, probably be at least 40% by 2020. And that's with the current plans and the current generation that our board has approved and had the opportunity to engage with. All of our resources are in the state of Nebraska. I'm going to talk a little bit about the community solar that's up in the Washington County area. Talk a little bit about obviously some of the wind. I'm going to show you a video because I think this is really important from our perspective, and I get actively involved in economic development across the state, serving on the Blueprint Nebraska Steering Committee, but also in economic development about how do we stimulate activity within the state. And so I'm going to let the folks up in Wayne County talk a little bit about what the value of that is, and many of you know that.
Omaha Public Power District is proud to break ground with NextEra Energy on the Shoals Wind Energy Center, a 160 megawatt, 71 turbine wind farm northwest of Wayne, Nebraska.
This project will allow OPPD's customers to get 40% of their energy from renewable resources right here in the state of Nebraska. But we also understand the impact that this will have in your communities.
To better understand the impact, you gotta understand Wayne, Nebraska.
Wayne is unique in its size and its assets. We've got a nice balance of ag, we've got a nice balance of other industry. You throw the four-year college, Wayne State College, in the mix, and that's where we really kind of diversify ourselves.
You've got, a small-town farmers market that's going to be having live music all the time. You've got food trucks. Up at the college, you can go see plays all the time, go see a music show. It's just a very cultured place with small-town feel, and it's just a progressive community.
NextEra estimates over the life of the project, they'll invest $250 million right here in this community.
Every dollar that those folks spend, whether it's the construction or the capital investment or the employees long term, they're going to be bringing dollars to our community and our county.
We've seen an increase in traffic, not just here at the dealership, but there has been a tremendous amount of reservations made that has increased occupancy and kind of made it even a little tougher for those that might want to just stay the night, have a room.
The impact, I think it's going to be beneficial with the tax base. It's going to help the county directly, and a lot of the school districts and the fire districts should benefit from it.
Along with city and county governments, landowners are finding benefits too.
When the ag economy is down, it affects everybody from Main Street to the industrial park and everybody in between. That's where the wind farms become an interesting addition to the entire puzzle for economic development in Wayne County.
There's no such thing as like a steady paycheck. The wind turbines, that is going to be a steady paycheck.
Yes. I think it's a real positive thing for the community, and we're really excited to have something new and something that's going to drive the economy forward and provide more jobs.
With a mix of ag, industry, and education, these jobs are perfect for a community like Wayne.
Those are high-quality jobs. Those are jobs that we want to have in a town like Wayne. They're going to be people that are going to be soccer coaches. They're people that are going to be on the city council, and then they're going to have a nice wage that they can take care of their family, have nice houses, and be contributing members to society.
So I think it's a win for us, and it's a win for NextEra, and it's a win for Nebraska, and it's a win for all the small towns.
Yes.
For The Wire, I'm Andrew Roger.
And I'm going to be doing a tour of that if anybody wants to go, which includes the craft brewery up there as well. I have to get through some of those tappers. We're also looking at a variety of what we would consider kind of non-traditional solutions. You know, you heard a couple of the examples with both Kevin and Tom on what's going on with the LES and NPPD. And so some of the things that we have reviewed and we're beginning to look at are a variety of different things. Certainly our energy efficiency products, our demand response, and how we're engaging with customers on those. But I'm gonna step up to the solar PV. One of the examples I'm going to talk about is UNMC, but it's even broader than that. We're seeing really solar really being something that we're seriously engaging around from a capacity perspective, especially with the manner in which panels are being oversized, inverters are being undersized, and broadening the shoulders to give you a greater capacity value. And as we become in need of additional capacity, it's an opportunity for us to really engage around certainly solar from a utility framework perspective. But certainly, we also are working with customers on that directly, very clearly. Small generators are one of those items that, rather than building out a substation that may cost anywhere between $1 and $5 million, we may do some things around generators, around battery storage within those substations. So really looking at those non-traditional solutions, not only for our distribution and transmission, but even for our customers, including some microgrid projects that we're working on with some of our customers as well. And certainly on the top there is some energy storage activity that we're going to be engaging around, both on our distribution, transmission, and potentially some utility grade like projects as well. This is our community solar initiative. This is a project the board approved. We have a couple board members here. I know Rick Yoder is here. I know Tom Barrett is here. Thomas, right back over here. Did I miss anybody? Just raise your hand. I don't know if anybody else was here. But the board has been just incredibly supportive of this. It's a 5 megawatt facility up at Fort Calhoun. There's an opportunity to expand that in this footprint that we have there. It's just to the east of the city of Fort Calhoun and some great property up there. And we are going to be in the process this spring to begin to offer our kind of program and what that will look like. And we'll be marketing that. And my personal guess is that we're going to sell this out relatively quickly. Based on our large customer meeting we had a week or so ago, there's great interest in the small and middle-sized customers really to begin to expand kind of that footprint. So my guess is we'll be in a position to sell this out and look for other opportunities around this kind of consumer solar initiative that we have going on. And then we're working with customers. I talked a year ago about this customer, and this was an opportunity for us to put in a rate structure that allows them to take advantage of some market pricing, even though that we are responsible for the capacity and the energy of that, but also allows these customers to build or buy their own wind resources. And so Facebook is building a 300 plus megawatt wind farm project up in northeast of Wayne as well, called the Rattlesnake Project. But we're seeing more and more customers wanting these types of integrated kind of rates, and our board has been just really great about thinking about those kind of innovative approaches, and certainly the other utilities are doing that as well. And I think that really sets Nebraska up for some great opportunities for development that you'll be hearing about over the next months and years. This is our UNMC project. This is a little over a 600 kW project. I think 1,200 panels or something like that. I know Darren Dagerford is here somewhere. He can give you the details on it as he's running around. He's back there. This is a great partnership. We've been working with UNMC for many years. There's about a 20% reduction in demand and energy that we've worked with them, and some of our energy-related, demand-related projects and initiatives with them. And certainly Darren has been actively involved in that, along with Ken Hansen. But this is just the next extension for them to really think about sustainable, renewable energy, solar energy on some of their new buildings and the capability to do that. And some of that is part of their mission and their goals and their objectives about increasing sustainability. Some of it is about making sure they can recruit some of the best and well-recognized research physicians and researchers from across the United States in a footprint that is thinking about sustainability and efficiency much differently than maybe others are across the United States. And then obviously we had our electric vehicle charge up. So this was a great opportunity. We had an EV and a charger combo rebate. It ended up being about $4,500, and if you tie it with a Nissan rebate, it was about $7,500. You know, we sold out that first rebate in 4 months. So you see Ann McAllister, who's walking around in a sling. We did not twist her wrist at all on this program, but we really appreciate the partnership that we have with Ann and her team there. We still have a variety of $500 rebates for our charge point charging station, and we're looking at other opportunities and how can we can engage this. One of the things we asked our commercial industrial customers is that what are you doing in your own facilities to prepare for this migration of electric vehicles? And so we already are having conversations with some businesses in our service territory about how they should be preparing for electric vehicles for employees coming to work and charging, and I think we're going to see that increase both at the home and then at the business as well. So we made a commitment. Again, our board was actively involved in this, where we're going to be doing an LED conversion. We have 298 streetlight customers from small towns and villages to the Department of Transportation and everything in between. We're looking at a 5-year conversion, pretty significant cost reduction of 25%, reducing energy by 50%. And it's a great partnership, and it was really an opportunity for us to think about this differently. We thought about it not from the utility perspective, we thought about it from the taxpayer perspective. And so we kind of put on a big hat as we began to evaluate this. It may or may not be it's probably a break even for us to do those kinds of conversions, higher cost, those kinds of things, but for the benefit of the cities and the communities, it's really a great option. I think it lives out kind of our core value of honoring our communities and making sure we're doing the right things across our communities for our taxpayers as well. And then keeping an eye on our stewardship. This is a project where we took about 260 acres and really returned them back to the prairies. And along with that, we did some partnerships with Save the Monarch Foundation. Our employees were actively engaged in it. They're incredibly excited about it. And we're really looking at this on a variety of other locations, specifically as we begin to think about other renewable projects within our footprint and service territory. So this is at our 108th and Blondo facility. It's at our Nebraska City station. It's at our Fort Calhoun station.